Mandy, where is Cape Verde exactly?
Cape Verde is located in the coast of Africa in the Ocean Atlantic.
So, how many people from Cape Verde are freshmen and how many are in the school?
I would say there is like 7 freshmen and about 14, 15 Cape Verdeans in the school.
Alright, so what is the nonverbal communication like in Cape Verde?
The nonverbal communication, yeah, like it don't change it that much because every like country have like they do the same thing, like the hands movement are the same, and yeah, pretty much the same thing.
So you're kind of saying it's kind of like the Italian culture where you talk with your hands?
Yes.
Yeah. So Mandy, what are the differences between respect towards your elders in Cape Verde versus here in America?
In Cape Verde, people has a lot of respect towards their adults, like to older people, because they know that they have done a lot for them. Like since from the slavery time, they have helped a lot. Like the way to have respect for them, like the way to say thank you for them, like for everything. So it's like very strict about that.
Do you feel occasionally in America that we disrespect adults?
I won't say disrespect, but like the words you use towards adult is kind of the same as you use to your friends daily. In Cape Verde, it's kind of the opposite because you don't use the same words to your friends that you use to your adult.
So what is it like with technology and social media in Cape Verde?
Um, they basically like they always like on track. Like they want to keep improving, because they don't want to stay behind from everything, like from every other country. So like they use social media a lot, but there you have to pay to use it. Here is like for free. Everyone can use it, but and like the technology is there. Like there's a lot of stuff that you guys have here that we have there, like iPads, iPhones, and everything else.
Alright, and do you know roughly how much it is to use social media?
Um, I would say about $10 an hour.
So what has Cape Verde adopted from America?
Cape Verde has adopted a lot of stuff, like the technology, the way people dress, and some culture and stuff. And but I personally have adopted like most of the stuff because I've been living here for 4 years now, and I pretty much do like all the things an American will do. I changed like a lot of stuff when I came here because I had to fit with everyone because I was like so into another stuff and people were into other stuff, so I had to fit perfectly.
Nonverbal communication like here in America?
Something I've noticed kind of like walking down the street like every day is like people like wave or like give someone a look and they'll kind of understand like what they're saying. And like also in the classroom, teachers, like if a student walks in late or like misbehaves, they kind of give them a death glare. But if they're really misbehaving, they'll kind of just point for them to get out and like they kind of know what they're trying to say.
So Ryan, the technology here in America, how do you feel about it being used?
I noticed that everyone really uses it every day. Like in their everyday lives, they at least spend like 10 to 20 minutes on it. But I feel that it's taken a lot of the emotional communication away. Like basically because everyone's talking through text or liking a picture instead of getting face to face with someone. So even though we use it a lot, I feel like it's taken a lot of like the face to face communication and like the emotion out of our communication in the United States.
So Ryan, would you say that it differs with other countries?
Definitely, I would say because in the United States we have like complete access in our homes, on our phones, everywhere we go to social media, and in some other countries they really don't have that luxury that we have, and like they said in Cape Verde that they have to pay for it. So I think we do use it a lot more than other countries because we have more access
So
to
Ryan, how do you feel adolescents treat elders here in this country?
I think most of the time, if they're like their parents, they treat them with respect. But the way they talk to them is kind of disrespectful at times. Some like in other countries, they wouldn't like talk down to their parents. Like for example, if a kid wants like a toy, they'll like start flipping out and screaming at them and swearing at them at their own parents. And in other countries, I feel like they wouldn't do that necessarily.
Alright, so in that case, how would they treat their friends?
I think they kind of treat their friends the same way, but like goofing around, because you can pretty much say whatever you want to your friend, well, depending on the friend. So I feel like even though like it seems like they may be disrespecting them, they're really not. So they just kind of goof around with them.
Nonverbal communication is a more direct way of communicating because you can't translate it as many ways as you can if it was spoken. Therefore, it is understandable why Americans and Cape Verdeans would have a similar nonverbal communication. But when we talk about how the younger generations respond to the adults of their generations, I wouldn't say that either group respects them more than the other. It is merely the single fact that here in America, the public opinion of how we act in public is slowly diminishing over time. Besides our behavior differences when we communicate, Cape Verde doesn't have the technology to match us. Yeah, they have the iPhone 6 and other devices, but they have to pay for the social media, which has a big impact on the way they use it. As Mandy says, it's $10 an hour, which means they don't want to be on it all the time like we are. As Ryan was saying, we go on our phones at leisure to check out the latest posts and other nonsense. And since we are not as social in person, we end up changing the way we communicate in an interpersonal relationship, which now becomes harder for people such as Mandy to come into our country and grow socially. Because not only do we have a language barrier that he needs to bypass, but we also establish a different social culture that keeps changing as time goes on.